야, 씨, 너네 집 좋다, 야. 보라색? 핑크색? 네크로 얼린 건가 봐. 소생까지 남은 시간? 뭐지, 이 재수없는 소리는. 아, 제가 죽어 있는 거야?
Heartman.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
뭐 하냐? 근데 죽었다 살아났다 죽었다 살아났다 이러나 봐.
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please lay her down there. Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549. I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiformia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Heartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
All so you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Heartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man.
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short. I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
대단하다, 열정. 추가 점수만 받으라고 이렇게 해놓은 것 같은데? 또 되는 게 있나? 애기 뭔가 될 것 같다? 안 되네. 모든 사진이 다 되는 것 같진 않아. 끝났다.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films. You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me. As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void-outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the two void outs were there. What happened? What's going on?
우리 언니 손에 심장박동기가
I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Heartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam? Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
아, 친절한 거 봐. 옮겨줘, 가는 김에. 하트면 좋아요 건네 날려주네.
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal. Our ultimate objective in this region is to build a The first step is to... Now, we don't know the first thing up. That's a but we won't know. You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the Evo-Devil biologist, so I recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that lost way station.
연막탄요? 한 번도 안 써봤어요. 저 스틱 그 뭐지? 그 스턴bom이랑 그냥 일반 그 총 끝. 트럭까지 가서 트럭 뒤에 숨어가지고 애들 하나하나씩 잡아가지고 그랬는데 서브도 다 기부했어요. 다. 다 기부.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected.
아 그래요? 진짜 근데 좀 별로긴 한가 보다. 나 지금까지 되게 좋게 느껴졌는데? 왜 그러지? 왜 뒷심을 못 봤... 왜 맥이 솔 때도 그렇고 그죠? 이 오빠들이 뒷심이 부족한가 봐. 처음에 열심히 만들다가 후반 가면 막 날리는 거 본데.
I've been haunted by those visions you doom sufferers. I put the nightmares down to fatigue. Possibility of chiral contamination never even occurred to me. It's just lucky we got it before the suicidal stage. Dying's not... It's not just... Oh, right then.
허글로브를 누구한테 받았더라? 누가 업그레이드 해주더라 이걸? 여기를? 중바 아가
Studying this fossil beach should be a good... Assuming I can... Honestly, though, I'm just excited. Can you believe I found chiral deposits and strata dating back... Evidence of it...
Chiral matter has existed on Earth since long before the dawn of man. This stratum is proof of that. Look at this, Sam. Do you see that black fissure there? We believe this is the source of the Chiralian readings. In the distant past, earthquakes producing layers of... We call these layers... The presence of... It strongly suggests that... And not just that. The chiral network has recovered data suggesting that would seem to... In expanding the chiral network, you and ensure that it is only a
아니 근데 해변이 옛날에 그 후반에 하는 사람들 완전 편하게. 저런 온라인 저런 건 어떻게 하는 거예요?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected.
appreciate it, friend. Thanks to you, we can finally
이 오빠
move ahead
배바지
with
뭔데
the day.
배바지?
I swear, this place. Not that I. You can set up the chiral network while I work.
여기서 파워글러브 갈아버려야겠다. 플라곤도 썩은 거 봐.
Anyway, as it turns out, Sam Bridges, I have a favor to ask. A local porter was on his way here. It's a 200. He apparently stumbled across it in a. That's not the half of it. Calling me skeptical, but so I asked him to carve out the. Naturally, I wanted. Which is why I had him at. But what is a dumb. Didn't even have the good sense to mark which container had. The cargo was. Where. Old Mr. Reliable claims it. But you. To protect you against the. You. That fossil could represent an. What?
지금 써야 되나? 주인 같다 야.
Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on.
이거 어떻게 하는지가 너무 궁금해. 이거 이 세팅을 어떻게 하는 거지? 여기서 찾는 거 맞아? 아 PCB 하나 들고 올 거. PCB래. 저거 하나 들고 올 걸 그랬네. 이거 밟으면 안 되는 거 같지? 밟으면 죽을 것 같은데? 돌아가죠? 이거 갈 필요 없는 것 같은데? 아! 이 밧줄 잡을 때는 기울어짐이 없어서 좋아. 걸어가는 거 근데 귀여워. 라라라라라라라라라. 오! 떨어져 죽는 줄. 닭다리 놓자. 귀찮다. 장난해? 아 뭐해? 아! 누구 봐도 스트레스 받게 사람을 어? 저 돈 표시가 대체 뭘까? 누구냐 노래 부르는 거? 뭐야 총? 총 달라고?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing in that. I've already sent some images and a preliminary analysis to Heartman via the network. Interestingly, it seems the surrounding strata contain traces of tar, which lines up with one of his theories. Anyway, I know you only just brought this ammonite here, but I'd like you to deliver it to a colleague of mine, an Evo-Devo biologist. Lately, she's taken, and I think she'd be...
It's quite To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near her shelter and deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets of the Death Stranding. We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
Good work.
이런 거면 등산 진짜 끝내주게 하는 거 같다 이 게임은. 등산 게임이야?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile express
예, 드디어.
detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
얹혀 생겼어.
Thank you. It goes without saying, but after all, both it and timefall are the sudden environmental changes, such as those that do adapt, do so by these genetic factors. But there are genes which have the opposite extinction factor. These are the seed. Such factors may lie for every being, since if so, evidence. In any event, I'll make sure.
Well done, Sam. You furthered our research into the death. Thank you again. Speaking of which, I've been comparing the... Anyway, preparations are finally... If you could collect the necessary material...
Good work.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul. Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Deadman. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Heartman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Heartman might be able to make sense of it, so I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the president's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both had the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a death stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands, and it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a death stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain, and since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the president is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a death stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Heartman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
키를 걔네를 통해서 찾아라. PT를 통해서. 아, 걸리라고 일부러. 오, 씨. 오, 씨. 걸리라고 일부러가 맞는 거야? 맞는데 맞는 거 같긴 한데 이거 뒤질 것 같은데? 오. 아, 스피드 그거 걸걸. 오. 빨리 올라가, 빨리 올라가.
say I would have ever thought of that. Well done, Sam. With you out there giving it your all, there's hope for us yet.
네가 알려줬잖아. 많이 못 봤나 본데. 빨리. 어디로 올라가는 거야? 오. 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 오 마이 갓. 일부러 날 잡으려고 하는 것 같진 않아. 스토리상 내가 패스를 해야 되잖아, 그치? 가게 해주는 것 같은데, 웬만해서. 콜라가 좀 한 번에 그냥, 어? 와, 이것도 못 올라간다고? 아, 누가 맛이 가네. 이거 어떻게 알아? 그냥 가? 여기까지 가라고 그냥? 이게 맞아?